Iran has just tested a brand new hypersonic ballistic missile capable of reaching speeds over Mach 15, sending shockwaves across global defense circles. The missile, reported to be named Fatah-3, was launched from a military base in central Iran and traveled at incredible velocity, confirming fears that Tehran has entered the next generation of strategic warfare. This is not just another missile. This is a clear signal of intent: fast, powerful, precise, and specifically designed to evade the most sophisticated missile defense systems currently in operation, including those used by Israel and the United States. Military footage released by Iranian state television shows the moment of launch, where a massive cloud of dust and fire erupts from the desert ground. Within seconds, the missile vanishes into the upper atmosphere. Analysts watching the footage confirm that its speed and trajectory are consistent with hypersonic flight. What makes this missile so dangerous isn't just the speed, it's the ability to maneuver mid-flight, something that conventional ballistic missiles can't do. This means current missile defense systems that rely on predicting straight-line trajectories may be completely ineffective. Iranian officials wasted no time in announcing the successful test. Brigadier General Amir Ali Hagizadeh, commander of Iran's aerospace force, stated that the missile was developed to ensure Iran's sovereignty and serve as a deterrent against any aggression. However, the timing of this launch, combined with growing tension between Iran and Israel, tells a deeper story. For months, there have been threats, shadow wars, cyber attacks, and regional proxy conflicts. Now, Iran has escalated its strategic capabilities in a way that many military experts are calling unignorable. Israel responded swiftly. Within hours of the announcement, Israeli Defense Minister Yoav Gallant called an emergency security meeting. Satellite imagery shows increased military movement near the Dimona nuclear facility and major air defense positions. Iron Dome batteries have been repositioned. David's sling and arrow defense systems are now on high alert. Although Israeli defense systems are among the most advanced in the world, there's one key problem: they were not specifically built to counter hypersonic threats. A missile traveling at Mach 15 covers over 5 kilometers every second. In under 7 minutes, it can travel from Iran's western border to Tel Aviv. That drastically reduces the time Israeli defense forces have to detect, verify, track, and intercept the projectile. According to one Israeli defense analyst, you don't just need a good radar, you need a miracle to shoot down something that fast if it can change direction in midair. The United States, a close ally of Israel, has expressed deep concern. Pentagon sources confirmed that intelligence agencies had suspected Iran was working on a hypersonic program but did not expect a successful test so soon, as satellites detected the launch and tracked the missile's flight, confirming much of Iran's claim. While the Pentagon hasn't publicly commented on the full range of the missile's capabilities, internal reports suggest the Department of Defense is now fast-tracking new counter-hypersonic technologies. The shock is not just military. Diplomatic circles are on fire. NATO held an emergency consultation. The UN Security Council has scheduled a closed-door session. Russia and China, both countries with advanced hypersonic missile programs, have refrained from condemning Iran, further complicating the geopolitical balance. If Iran gains further support or even technical aid from these powers, the arms race in the Middle East could reach a terrifying new level. Tehran's move comes amid increasing pressure from internal and external forces. Sanctions have crippled the economy, protests have rocked the streets. Israel has conducted covert operations deep inside Iranian territory. The testing of this missile can be seen not just as a deterrent, but as a message. Iran is not backing down. In fact, it's doubling down. It's telling the world that it can now retaliate faster, stronger, and more unpredictably than ever before. The implications of this missile reach far beyond Israel. American bases in Iraq, Syria, and the Persian Gulf now fall well within its range. European capitals that have supported Israel diplomatically are reassessing their positions. Military experts are already discussing the Fatah doctrine, a strategy where Iran uses the threat of hypersonic missiles to discourage foreign intervention. This changes the rules of engagement. What makes this missile even more alarming is its nuclear delivery potential. Although Iran insists its missile program is purely conventional, experts argue that a hypersonic missile with a 2,000-kilometer range is strategically useless unless it can deliver a high-impact payload. Some believe this could be a precursor to a nuclear-capable platform, Despite Tehran's denials inside Israel, public reaction is intense. Social media is flooded with videos showing increased military movement, while citizens demand clarity on the country's ability to defend against such a threat. Tel Aviv residents have begun stockpiling supplies. Air raid shelters are being checked and reopened. Civil defense drills are being quietly scheduled. The fear isn't just about the missile, it's about what happens if it is ever launched in anger. Iranian state media has taken a triumphalist tone. Music videos and documentaries are already being aired, celebrating the missile test as a national victory. Footage of Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei watching the launch was played repeatedly. It's clear that Tehran views this missile not just as a weapon, but as a symbol of defiance and technological strength. By showcasing such capabilities, Iran believes it can shift the regional balance of power. But the response is just beginning. The United States has deployed additional Aegis-equipped warships to the eastern Mediterranean. Patriot missile systems are being repositioned in U.S. bases in Qatar and Bahrain. France and the UK have condemned the test and called for urgent dialogue. Meanwhile, Israel has hinted at the possibility of preemptive strikes on Iranian missile sites, a move that could spiral into full-scale conflict. Military think tanks are now racing to calculate what a hypersonic war between Iran and Israel would look like. Most simulations end in devastation. Israel's defense shield, while layered and advanced, was never designed for high-speed, maneuverable threats. The concept of deterrence is being pushed to its breaking point. If Iran believes it can strike without consequence, and if Israel believes it must strike first to prevent disaster, the result could be catastrophic. There's also the wild card of proxies. Iran's allies in Lebanon, Syria, and Yemen may be emboldened by this show of strength. Hezbollah, already heavily armed, could see this as a green light to act. Houthi rebels in Yemen could coordinate new missile attacks on Saudi Arabia or UAE. The chain reaction could ignite every fault line in the region. Economically, the markets have already reacted. Oil prices spiked by 8% in the hours following the missile launch. Insurance rates for cargo ships near the Strait of Hormuz are rising. Airlines are rerouting flights away from Iranian airspace. The shock of this launch is rippling through energy, trade, and security sectors all at once. While the missile has not yet been deployed for operational use, reports suggest that Iran is rapidly moving toward mass production. Mobile launchers are already being tested. Underground missile silos near Esfahan and Tabriz are being reinforced. It appears Iran is preparing for something bigger, possibly a future where it will use this weapon as leverage in nuclear negotiations. Or worse, in open conflict. Israel now faces a critical choice: to wait and watch, hoping the international community will restrain Iran, or to act before the threat becomes unmanageable. But preemptive action carries risk. Iran's military is heavily fortified, and any attack could trigger missile retaliation not only from Iran, but also from its regional allies. It's a high-stakes chess match where one wrong move could ignite a regional war in the coming days. Intelligence reports, satellite imagery, and diplomatic statements will paint a clearer picture. But one thing is already certain: the era of hypersonic warfare in the Middle East has begun. The